they wouldn't just put recording.
Yeah.
But doesn't matter because we're here. What?
I just said we're live.
Yee. Here we are, episode 185 of the Herpeticulture Podcast, which is part of the Herpeticulture Network, which is brought to you by BlackBoxCages.com. Check them out. Facebook. Go to Instagram at BlackBoxCages. Go on their website, BlackBoxCages.com. And then you need to buy yourself, fill that card up with a bunch of really awesome stuff, be it a cage, be it a rack. And then you need to, at the discount code section, put in THN and save yourself a little bit of money. And then you're going to get those racks and you're going to get those cages. And it'll change your life. It might be magical.
It might. There's no might about it. It is magical.
I mean, like a spiritual thing. I don't know.
Spiritual awakening to reptile keeping.
Yeah.
Honestly, it really is. Changed my life forever.
And then, hey, if you're feeling particularly spiritual about making your food magical, then you get some of Steve's Sanctuary Venom Hot Sauce. You buy the whole set. You put it on everything. And then when you're out, you buy more. And then you do that again and again and again. And when you do that, you're helping Steve with his operation in terms of educating the public. He does a lot of talks and things like that. Public outreach, I guess, is what you would consider that. And then he has animals that he helps relocate. He takes in animals that people can't, take care of or handle. And he does some relocations and removals as well. So if you get that Venom Hot Sauce, you are helping Steve Kennedy do the good Lord's work. And if we get enough people to buy that hot sauce, I'll make Jake drink an entire bottle of it in one go. Dealer's choice.
I'll do it. Get a whole thing. I'll drink a whole bottle. Maybe not in one go, but
no, it's got to be one go. Like you can't stop. Yes.
It drips out, doesn't it? Or does it have like a whole?
We'll figure something out. We'll make it work.
Okay, if you buy no. Okay, and this is true. If you buy a rack and a whole thing of hot sauce, and then send us a video you licking the hot sauce off the rack or cage, I will drink a whole bottle of hot sauce.
You know what's going to happen is Keller is going to do that now.
You can't already have a black box cage. If you already have one, then you just buy the sauce. Doesn't count.
I don't know if Keller does, but I think now he's going to.
Hey, if he doesn't, man,
you underestimate.
Oh yeah, I don't underestimate Keller. I'm kind of regretting that now you brought up Keller. But hey, I mean, if it happens, it happens. My battles will be free. So the only bright side of that situation. I'll do it though. Do it for the snakes. Do it for the community.
For the kids.
Do it for the kids.
The children.
Kids with the snakes.
What is new over on your side of town?
Any
more breeding action?
I think I have a gravid carpet.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. She's acting real funny. Always hiding, kind of staying away, secluded, not really doing much moving. So I think she might be going into a pre-lay, maybe, possibly. We'll see. The other girl has eaten twice. So I'm kind of guessing she's not going to go. If we get we're supposed to get some rain next week, so I may throw the mail back in with her.
Do it.
It'll go a little late. Other than that, I was gonna cool colubrids out because it's been pretty warm here. I've been kind of just letting them sit in the dark, but it's supposed to drop again next week. Why are you shaking your head?
It's just the irony.
Wow, oh yeah,
you were telling me how you were gonna wait, and then you were gonna cool down for a month, and then
I waited too
it's like
long.
Winter's already gone, dude. It's 80 here.
Yeah, it's supposed to drop again next week. It's supposed to get down into like the 40s and stuff next week. But the problem is I fucked up and I waited too long. I was supposed to put them in at the beginning of January, but at the beginning of January it was really cold. So I waited, and then it got to the end of January, and it was okay. So I went and stuck them in there. They were in there for about a solid 4 or 5 weeks of cold, and then it's just hot now.
I mean, that may have been enough.
Yeah, I think it'll probably have been enough for the southern stuff, like the white oaks and the Florida pines. I don't know about my Texas bull snakes, Brewster County stuff. I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna put them together anyways, but I may wait because it is supposed to get cold next week. I may give them another week. But then again, I also don't know if like being warm for a week is gonna. I should just pull them out. If like getting warm, they ain't cold again.
It's probably confusing as shit. I feel bad for them because it happens even here, like in the closet sometimes. We get that 1 week of like warmer weather, and it's probably like 70 in there, maybe.
You also have to think. You also have to think that's what happens outside.
Yeah, but
I mean, like if anything, it might be somewhat natural to them because you're gonna have hot days in the winter, and then it's gonna drop again. And I don't know. I might just pull them out. Now I'm paranoid. Thanks a lot. But other than that,
shipping weather is approaching, and we have some stuff to send out. What county is that trio of thorn scrubs again?
McMullen.
That's right.
Yeah.
We had the raffle drawing Monday, and of course, I was like, these are. And I was like, wait a second, I don't remember what county they were. I was like, it's either Brewster or Nueces or one of those ones in that general area. And I
gave you like the whole rundown.
I know.
You're like, I think they're up to size for breeding. They're literally all three of them are proven breeders.
I don't.
That male
look
had clutches for both of them.
I had a lot to do that evening. Okay. I had to write down winners, and then I had to organize shipping and make sure everyone was getting in contact with one another to get their stuff. I still got to message Casey at Cold Blood Studio and get the Equestrian art I won. I haven't even done that yet.
Oh, that's right. You won something, you little cheater.
I'm not a cheater. Everyone that won all that stuff did it fair and square. Okay.
I know. I'm fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was good. Brenden won some stuff. He was actually one of like 3 people that won multiple things.
Yeah, I was about to say you won like 2 or 3 things, didn't you?
Yeah.
So what'd you get? What'd you win?
Some cave geckos is what he got.
The trio of cave geckos, and then that awesome leopard gecko from Par.
Oh.
Which is cool because I have her sister right over here. So it
oh, really?
yeah, not great.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, dude, you're gonna love the cave geckos. I'm really glad you won those.
I've been wanting them for a while. So
dude, they're so easy. You're not gonna see them a lot, but they're so easy. The only reason I didn't keep them is because they were not doing well in my room. It was too hot in here.
Yeah, this room's too hot. They're not even in my room. They're in my bedroom, like stacked in a corner.
Yeah, no, and they like it like that, man. Mid-70s, possibly even a little in the lower end. They're golden.
That's perfect. They'll go great with the cat geckos then.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I'm super glad you won those. You're gonna love them.
Oh yeah, I'm stoked.
Definitely no better person for them to go to. So,
or come from. What are you drinking? What is that?
Vodka and Pepsi.
Oh. Pepsi is a drink that I cannot possibly see any alcohol working with. I'm sorry. It's just
it's hardly any different from
too much. It's very different.
Not.
They're vastly different drinks.
I don't drink a lot of soda as it is. I mostly just I didn't have any juice because that's normally what I cut my liquor with now. Is juice.
You didn't have any Admiral Nelly?
I've cut back on the Addy Nell because I've gotten, as I'm sure everybody can tell, I've gotten a little chubby recently. So I'm trying to cut some calories out and have Nelson have a lot more calories in it. So vodka it is.
Whatever does the job.
Hey, be what it be.
Yeah. So I put some corns together.
Good.
I don't know if I mentioned it on the last THP or not, but I lost that female blood red pied.
You didn't mention it, but I actually meant to message you about that because I saw it in the group chat and that hurt my heart.
Yeah, that sucked. So sort of as a pivot in terms of that plan, I paired that male, the blood red pied male, with the ghost tessera female.
Could be a good pairing.
I think it will be, especially if I end up, which I mean I will be. I plan to be. I won't say I will be for sure, but I plan to, because we all know how that works when you have plans for things and then you just get that swift kick in the nuts.
Cards.
Yep. Hold on to, like, keep some holdbacks, raise those up, and I think what those would produce, would be really interesting.
So it's the male is pied blood red, the other one's a ghost tessera.
Yep.
So pied is recessive.
Kind of. Pied's an odd one. So the pied seems to only, from what I've understand, is the pied really only shows up when you breed it with other pieds. Like visuals. It's
but
weird.
Not,
it's
they
like
don't throw all pied.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Basically, I'm trying to keep that line and that project alive. And since I'm trying to do Castagna stuff as well, I paired my Castagna Motley male. He's with the original Ladies Island female. And the only reason I did that instead of him going to that ghost tessera girl was just because I don't think I want tessera in there just yet in that mix. Because tessera being sort of like, like mask in terms of incomplete dominant and stuff, it's, if you don't want it in the mix once it's there, like there's kind of no getting it out in a sense. So I would like to tie tessera into things eventually, but I think right now I want more hets and I want to sort of diversify what I have gene wise with that morph in particular, because I have those other 5 Castagna A males from Eric Westmoreland. I have that new male Castagna from Kasicki. And then I have the Mandarin female, which is Castagna A male, which looks really freaking cool. Like, that's all those babies I got from Westmoreland are het A male. So the Mandarin thing, I definitely plan on pursuing more and tying into things because it's just such a good looking gene, especially as the animals grow and shed and stuff. And that's one of the things I love about corns, man, is just like they really do seem to get better with age, unlike a lot of other species where they just kind of dull out. And it's like these mandarins, man, they look more and more nuclear with every shed. It's just insane.
Funny you bring that up. Me and Harry just the other day were talking about how a lot of like rat snakes in general, especially like locality stuff, they just get better. The bigger his mom's got just this massive golf hammock rat, and he said it's 10 years old, but that thing's still just like slate gray, just looks amazing, and I think it goes for a lot of rat snakes, corn snakes included. Like they just get better, with age, and they don't stop getting better,
Well, it is interesting.
So is Castagna incomplete dominant, or is that?
No, it's recessive.
Oh, it is recessive.
Which I have a sort of a theory that with morphs like that, I think Terrazzo is another one. Like, they didn't get a ton of time spent. Like, there wasn't a ton of people that were like, man, this morph's really cool. I think I'm gonna work on it more. I think because you didn't see those first generation results like you do with tessera and some of that other stuff, that people just didn't want to wait. They didn't want to have to wait 3 years to breed stuff back and things like that. And so it just kind of got sidelined by a lot of people. I don't know. It's such a nice morph, and I like the subtlety of it, but there's also a lot of variation. Like, even in those babies from Westmoreland that I have, there's some that are like the contrast and the oranges on the neck are just bright, like radiation levels of bright. And then I have some that look like ghosts, like really weird, washed out. It's just such interest. It's an interesting gene.
And they look completely different as babies.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how much they change.
Just within the first like 2 sheds. Because when Eric posted those on Morph Market, like, you saw the pictures and it just kind of looked like an anery baby.
Yeah.
And then I got them, and then those sheds happened, and it was like, dude, you should have waited until these things shed, because these would have sold in a heartbeat. Like,
Yeah.
damn, you know. So
why don't you take this Hernando County corn I got? Come on, man. She's pretty.
do what with it?
Breed it. I don't know. It's still small.
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
You know you want it.
But speaking of rat snakes and people who love them, especially bears, we're joined this week by Mr. Brenden Meyer of BM Exotics.
Yo.
Right there in the middle. He's also a BlackBox guy.
Yeah.
What's happening?
Not much, man. Just hanging out. How are you guys?
Busy.
Good.
I feel that. It's weird. I worked day shift today for the first time in like 10 years. So I'm normally a shift guy. So I'm usually still at work. It's weird.
How late do you normally work? What's a night shift for you?
Well, I do normally like noon to 8, Monday through Friday. So, but I cut out about 5 today. So it was nice to leave when the sun was still up.
Right? Dude, that's how it was for me when I left the cigar shop. Like getting like 9 to 5, it was like, oh my God, I have so much time left in my day. So I can do so much stuff.
Yeah.
Like I can actually hang out and chill before we eat dinner, and I'm not like eating as I walk in the door. Like, whole new world.
Yeah, dude. I'm telling you, you don't realize how nice it is, because at my day job, I work 6:30 to 3. And I never realized how nice that was until I got my second job, where I work from like 6:30 at my day job, and I don't get off to like 9:30 at my night job. And then it's just like go right to bed when I get home, and it sucks. Now I'm like, dude, I miss getting off at just 3 and just having the day to do whatever I wanted.
Yeah, I had to actually wake up early. Well, 8 a.m., which is early for me, today, and that's why I got the monster. So
You guys
Yeah.
caffeine.
So good.
Yeah, dude, I miss those, man. Those white monsters, they tasted so good.
They're the best.
I don't even know what flavor it's supposed to be.
I don't
think anybody knows.
No.
It's delicious.
Just sex. That's
Sure.
That's the flavor. It's amazing. I love it. But I no longer drink caffeine, like, at all. So
I'm working my way there, man. Slowly.
What's that?
So I'm working my way there very slowly.
It's difficult, man. Like I rarely even drink soda with caffeine in it now, man, because like I just, with all my heart problems, I just cut it out completely, and I recently just quit smoking too, like vaping, everything. So that's good. Still use these nicotine pouches, but I'm tobacco free for the first time in like 10 years.
Good, man.
Yeah. Bigger things.
How do y'all live?
Still get my nicotine, but
he's there doing this, and I'm like,
I'm like, no tobacco, no caffeine. Justin's like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But in other news, Mr. Brenden, tell us about BM Exotics, how you got going, how you got into reptiles, as much or as little as you want. Let's get into it.
Yeah, man. So I feel like my start is a little bit different than a lot of people. A little bit, not much. So my dad was a over-the-road truck driver like the whole time I was growing up, right? So he would leave Sunday night, he'd be back Friday night. And when I was, 7, 8, 9 years old, he'd come back Friday and he'd have a deli cup with like a corn snake that he found from some dude in Texas when he unloaded, back in the day.
Yeah.
So I had like corns, rat snakes, green anoles, just like your typical pet reptiles growing up. He's really the one who got me into it as deep as I am. And then I kept those just like as pets till maybe 10 or 12 years old. And then my parents ended up splitting. I moved in with my dad, and then it was like balls to the wall. I could pretty much do whatever I wanted animal-wise. So I went crazy and got like I had like 30 or 40 ball pythons and a big 5-foot Savannah monitor that was a puppy dog, and
holy shit,
a wild caught mangrove monitor because you can just buy those on Craigslist back then. So it was kind of a free for all for a while, man. I was just trying out different stuff to see what stuck and what I liked and didn't like. So I did that for a few years, and then I got out of reptiles completely and got into the party thing for a few years there, like many of us do.
Oh yeah.
Wait, are they not the same?
Yeah. And then after that, I kind of stopped drinking. I got in the cars, and then I just went down the rabbit hole of strip cars and all that fun stuff for a few years. And then I ended up buying this place, and that was 4 years ago. And then within the 4 years, I have everything I have now. So
That's awesome, man.
it's been an in and out kind of deal, but I found what I like, and I'm here to stay now. So
weird and random question: how old are you?
I am 28.
28. Okay, yeah. I figured you're around my age. You're a little older than me, but
Yeah.
I didn't know where you were with that. Cool, man. So what is now?
Yeah, what's the current
So
collection?
now is, I mean, it's a lot smaller than it was a few months ago.
Yeah.
I've sold a lot of stuff. So now it's mostly, well, actually, it's all coastal carpets. I have a trio of bears, and then I have a absolute ton of geckos. So everything cat geckos. I have Oedura. I have leopard geckos. I have Coleonyx. I have a little bit of everything. So
Nice, man.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. You're dabbling in a little bit of everything with the snakes too for a little while there, weren't you?
Yeah, I had coastals, jungles, the IJs from you.
Did you move, by the way?
Huh?
Did you move those?
So this is a weird story. I had a kid hit me up. He's in Wisconsin, and he bought almost everything I had for sale.
Wow.
I'm gonna be like Santa Claus at Tinley. I'm gonna have just a big bag of snakes for this dude. So,
Nice.
yeah, I had a little bit of everything carpet wise. I may have some Brettles coming this year, possibly from a mutual friend of all of ours. I won't give too much information on that yet, but it's gonna be awesome. So
Nice, man.
yeah.
Cool. So
They're the best.
Yeah, they are cool.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
I can't say I miss Brettles, but they are cool. I appreciate them for what they are.
For sure.
Mine was kind of a dick though, so that might play a part. So what made you, so for a while there you were kind of just snakes and you kind of got a few geckos, then it was like boom, geckos. So like why the switch? Is it like kind of like a homeward type of thing, like kind of going back to the roots deal, or like why'd you switch so hard?
That's exactly what it was. So I bred crested geckos for the first time. I think I was like 12 or 13 or something like that. So I had a nice group of whatever it was, 10 or 12 crested geckos at the time. And then I always wanted to get back into geckos, but I didn't just want to do the crested gecko thing because that's what everybody, it's either cresteds or leopard geckos. So I got I'm trying to think what I got first. I think I got the Oedura from Gran first. And then as soon as I opened the box, man, it was just like it hooked me right in. So it was the nostalgia factor at first, and then as I started keeping them and just like sitting back, watching them do their thing, they're just so cool, man. They're just fun to watch. Snakes are cool to have, but they just kind of they kind of slither around a little bit. But geckos, man, I have some that are just crazy little bastards, and they're just fun to watch.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, no, it's been really cool seeing you like kind of progress with the geckos, man. It's
a lot of fun.
You pretty much did what I did with colubrids, but with geckos.
Exactly, yeah.
Hair, and I was like, I need all of them, and
I was starting to go down the colubrid rabbit hole, but I had to ex-nay that thing.
Yeah. So do you still have your Bairds though?
Yeah, two of them's in there, and then I have one over here in a rack.
Okay, cool.
So I kept the Vivid Line Bairds from Connor. She's in there. The male from Justin's in there with her, and then the female Justin's been over there in a rack.
Nice.
So I just got the trio now. I had 6 or 7 of them, and then I sent all of them to. Well, besides the trio, I sent them all to my buddy Preston. So
nice, man.
He got into them pretty heavy, so I sent them his way.
It's always good to have friends that keep a lot of different stuff, especially like, us, we all kind of, at least a lot of us in our little clique, we keep a lot of the same stuff. So if like you just want something gone, there's somebody you can hit up, be like, hey man, I'll either just send these to you or make you a deal, whatever, and get them out the door, quick.
And then if you ever want a baby back, you know where to go,
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It's out great. It's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, no, man. I love keeping things in the family.
Yeah, for sure.
And because, dude, I haven't had to, with the network of people we have now, I don't think I've sold a snake to any just like random person. Like I always hit up everybody first. I'm like, hey, do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? I might ask 10 people, but somebody usually is like, yeah, dude, please. Like, It works out. It works out good. I like keeping stuff close. I like to know where all my are, even if I didn't produce it, especially if I produced it, but I always like to know where everything.
Yeah, 2 of my better looking coastals are going to Billy just because I want them as close by as possible.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. What was the initial draw to carpets?
So I actually tried to find this guy's YouTube channel earlier. I can't find it for the life of me, but I followed a guy on YouTube years ago who was in Canada, I believe, and he had just like 2 or 3 carpets, and he would just do videos on his carpets, and I was just addicted to this guy's YouTube channel. So I go to my dad. I'm like, "Yo, can we look into getting some carpets?" And he was asking your typical, "How big do they get? Are they nice? Are they mean?" And back then they were, "Oh, it's a 10 to 13 foot snake that's gonna bite your head off."
Yeah, exactly.
So he's like, "No, we're not doing that." So that's when I went the ball python route then. But I mean, I've been in love with them ever since I can really remember. So I was like, well, as soon as I buy a house, it's the first thing I'm doing is buying a carpet, and that's exactly what I did 3 years ago when I got my first one, the red tiger jag I have over here.
Nice.
And then as soon as she showed up, man, it was balls to the wall, and I went too deep too fast, which I'm sure we can get into. Yeah, it happens very quickly.
It happens to everybody, man.
It does. Yeah.
And they got rough there for a little while, so.
I mean, I don't know how many times I've even sort of it's an ebb and flow thing. I think everyone goes through the phases of like going hard on stuff, and then you kind of look and you're like, I have entirely too much stuff, and then you kind of cut back, and then the cycle sort of starts over again,
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's even not that long ago, I remember walking into my room being like, I have entirely too many corn snakes. But I like all of them too much to get rid of them. Like I have plans for all of them at some point. Like there might be small and might be 3 years out from breeding, but I'm at least still looking at that and going, I want to use you. I just don't know in what. Like it's not necessarily hoarding, but like the pack rat kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you don't want to get rid of something because you're like, I might need it later.
Yeah.
I'll have a use for that at some point. Like I don't want to get rid of it. And it's
right.
For me, it's that very thing, unless it's something that just doesn't fit into those particular projects. Then it's kind of one of those things where I can make that decision, but it's tough when you have a lot of stuff and you got to take care of a lot of things, but you also, everything you have is very sort of choice and select, and you're just at that point where it's like you're at that sort of that stalemate of I need it,
Right.
Yeah, I was there for a while. I feel like I was bringing snakes every week there for a minute.
Yeah. For me, it wasn't like every week, but it was like a in bulk type of thing. Like I wouldn't get anything for a while, then I'd get like 5, 6, 7, different rat snakes, whatever. And I'm honestly like, I'm not gonna say I'm at the point now to where I have too much stuff. I definitely have a lot of stuff. It's manageable right now, but now I'm at a point where I'm like, okay, these were kind of an impulse. Maybe I should move them. Like I'm probably gonna move a pair of Everglades, Hernando County corn, because I want to focus the Everglades more on the county specific stuff that I have. But I also have just like a random pair of Everglades I got from Dan Parker.
Why don't you move them buckskin corns over to my house?
Those buckskins are nasty, boy. Oh my gosh. Those things are bad. Bad to the bone. I don't regret those one bit. Those are freaking sweet, man.
Dude, Tony's going to Daytona this year. If Tony is vending, which I'm sure he is, that's the first table I'm going to.
Oh, yeah.
I regret not. There was stuff he had last year that I am kicking myself still for not looking at before I went and grabbed some of the other stuff I had and spent my budget. But
yeah, dude, Tony's always got some freaking fire at Daytona, man. I bought snakes from him 2 years in a row now. First year I went to him, I got the buckskins, and then the second year I got some South Florida yellows from him. He didn't produce those, but I got them from him, which those are also really nice.
I love yellows, man. Love them.
Dude, I will. You want some yellows? I will hook your ass up. Right, you can have some once I produce some.
Let me know.
Yeah, man. No, they're sweet. Oh, dude, if you like yellows, I gotta send you a picture. I just took of my female Seminole.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, dude, she's got like purple undertones.
Oh,
now like a really nice faded stripe. Oh my god, dude, she is perfect. She is perfect. So I'm
one of those species where you wonder what like really focused line and selective breeding can do, because it's like you really, I guess at first you might think like, how much can you really build upon a yellow snake with black stripes? But I'd be interested, because I'll bet you could do some really interesting stuff with it.
I'm not gonna give away my plans or anything, but I got some plans for these yellows, man. I'm probably gonna hold, because they should breed next year. I think they're officially on jumbo mice, so I think they could probably go next year if I keep them on that feeding regimen once a week. They'll probably go next year, hopefully. But I have a plan with those things. Hold all the babies back except for you, Brenden. I'll send you some if you want. But hold everything back as long as I can, and then select the ones that I want to keep, move the rest. And dude, they're gonna be killer, dude. Montross is killing it with the Seminoles. He's been working them for a long time. That's where I actually got my yellows from Chris Paint Job, but they were produced by Montross. And I sent him the picture I took of my female, and he was like, dude, she's perfect. I'm like, yeah, she is. So I've got a lot of big plans with those. The South Florida yellows are freaking sweet. I have DeKirts, which are technically, I think, would be called a yellow type. They're like a southern Key Largo.
Mm-hmm.
Yellows.
Are those growing? Like, are those getting some size on them? Yeah. Because last time I saw them, they were tiny, but that was also like a year ago at least.
Yeah, they're still only eating fuzzies, so they're not big, but they finally
bigger than what they were when I saw them last.
Since they moved to fuzzies, they've grown substantially. Dude, I really like the look of my male. He's got a really faded look to him. They're another one that has like this weird purple.
It is odd.
Like they're just different, man. They hold on to you more than any other rats. Like they'll go for a minute, but as soon as they like calm down, they just wrap you. Like wrap around your wrist, your finger. They grab anything that they can, and they don't really go anywhere. Where a lot of yellows, they're just kind of go. But dude, the DeKirts, they're weird, man. They're different than any rat snake I own. Like by far, between the grays, the yellows, the blacks. Like I've got a little bit of everything, but those DeKirts are on a different plane, dude. And they're probably my favorite rat snakes.
You don't have beards though.
What's that?
Don't have beards though.
That's right.
Beards. I'm just like, I've learned Texas stuff really isn't my thing. Like, I've got some Texas bulls, but as far as Texas rats go, I mean, I say that I have a couple Texas rats. I still have a pair. The thorn scrubs are leaving, but I have a really nice pair of Emerys and a really cool pair of Morris County Texas rats that Paint Shop sent me. But those are like,
oh yeah, I forgot about those.
Those are a different kind of black rat, a different kind of Texas rat, dude. Those things, the adults are like black and red.
Dang.
Yeah,
like
rust.
Yeah, not rust. I'm like devil red. Like it's weird, dude. They're so cool. They don't look like that now. They look kind of like a normal Texas rat now. But dude, he sent me a picture of the adults. I mean, these things are like black with like red patterns, like blood. Wow. And they're cool. I'm actually pretty excited about those. But yeah, no, they're cool. But my yellows and yellow types will always reign supreme for me, man. I love them.
How's that one doing you got at Daytona?
So I got 3 at Daytona.
Oh, did you 3? I thought you only got the 1.
No, I actually got 3. I was buying a pair, and Tony D was like, dude, just take the other female. I was like, for real? He's like, yeah, dude, nobody's going to buy one yellow rat. He's like, I was like, okay,
You got to tell me twice.
Yeah, so I took her too, and as much as I hate to admit it, I had a keeper mishap, and I did not latch the lid all the way on the one I was buying. Like, I bought the pair specifically because they looked better, and he gave me the other one that was more on the redder side, and that's not really what I was going for with those. And the female that I bought for them escaped, and she's been gone for a long time now. So,
oh man, that's rough.
Rookie
mistake
coming back. So as much as I hate to admit it, I will own up to my mistakes. I literally like went to go pick up the lid, and it wasn't on all the way. I was like, oh my God, no. And I opened it up, dude. She was gone.
The worst part is not knowing how long it had been like that.
Yeah.
Like that's what always frustrates me so much when I notice something is missing is like, I'm in my room all the time. Like how did I not take notice of that? Like, I don't know if it's been gone for 20 minutes or if it's been gone since 24 hours when I was in here yesterday morning. Like, just
dude. I searched my room up and down because she was in quarantine in my bedroom where me and my girlfriend sleep. So like, I looked around for a minute first. I took a deep breath. I said, "Okay, don't panic." And she goes, "A snake got it, didn't it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." I don't think she's coming back.
I don't know, man. You'd be surprised. How long has it been?
It's probably been like 2-3 months by now.
Oh,
it's been
man.
It's been a while. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying she's gone, but she's not. If she's still in the house, she's not going to be in good shape because
you'd also be surprised there.
Yeah,
because we had a corn missing, I think, for like 6 months when I was a kid. Showed up in the garage one day like it had never left, just chilling.
Like a young one?
It was probably, if memory serves, it was probably about 2 years old.
Yeah, see, she was more like a year, probably. She wasn't that big. So, I don't know, man. I'm willing to own up to my mistakes. At least I didn't lose a rhino.
Damn. But even like the Jansen though, like the Jansen being an adult, like that, he was out for like a week at one point. Yeah. And it's like I knew he was in the house somewhere, but no one ever saw him. And my house is not very big; it's like 1,400 square feet. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, surely no one's gonna miss, a 4+ foot rat snake just chilling somewhere.
Yeah.
And I remember like Ellie was like, "Mom, I saw a white snake." And Katie called me, and I was like, "What are you talking? I don't have a white snake. What are you talking about?" She's like, "Yeah, she said it was a white snake. She saw it just crawl like into the kitchen or something." And I was like, "Yeah, whatever." And then, sure enough, like that ended up being what she saw, and we were like, "Where'd you see?" Like it was just bizarre. Like the thing it was out for a week, and it's just odd that you can have something especially larger, hanging out like that and no one see it. You know.
I don't know, man. I'll own up to my mistake too. I just found her 2 days ago, actually. I had a ball python. I have a pair of ball pythons. I just got here just in case someone comes over and wants to hold a snake. It's just like, hand you a rock.
Here, hold this rock.
Yeah, exactly. So I have her in this jumbo AP rack, and the gap is, this big, and she's an adult spider ball python. And I was actually on video chat with Chaz, and I went to open the tub because I was going to show her off, because she just shed. And I opened the tub, and I was like, maybe she's like in her hide. So I opened the hide, nothing. And I was like, shit. He's like, did you eat the snake? I was like, yeah. And I fed her, I don't know, 2 weeks before that, and I don't really mess with my stuff like that, So it could have been, she had to have been out for at least a week and a half. So I'd come in every night, and my girlfriend's got like vegetables and stuff germinating in the snake room because it's the perfect temperature apparently. So like her sunflowers were knocked over and like everything was smashed. And I was like, she's in the house. She's in the room. I just got So I ended up I was up late the other night, and I was walking down the hallway because the snake room's right next to my bedroom currently. And I walked past the door and I heard something fall. And I was like, she's out roaming. So I like cracked the door open, turned the light on, and she just like froze and looked at me. I was like, gotcha, bitch. I don't know how she got out. She is Houdini, man.
Dude, it's wild.
Dude, probably the weirdest. This is the last escape story. We can continue. Number one, I do think that rat snake might be gone because that's the problem with small rat snakes. They can get anywhere.
Yeah.
One thing if they're that big around and 3-4 feet long, but this thing was probably 3 pencils thick and 2 foot, if that. That thing could, I don't even know. But my weirdest escape story, I'm still looking at the big girl. It was a big carpet. Like I got her as an adult. She's probably 5.5 foot long, as big as round as my freaking wrist. And I had her in a big tote because I didn't have a good cage for her yet. It was big enough for her, and I thought it was good enough to hold her in. And she was in there for weeks. Like she was fine. And one day I unlatch it and I open it up and she's gone. And I'm like, dude, what the hell? And I'm living with 2 other guys at the time. And she was gone. And dude, this is a big snake. I'm like, hey, this is no problem. We're going to find her.
Yeah.
But she was gone. I couldn't find her anywhere. So I was like, dude, she'll show up. So one day we're sitting in our living room watching TV and I just hear stuff falling over. I'm like, that's her. So I run into the bedroom and a different snake is out. Like just crawling across my my counter, like knocking over the toothbrush and stuff. I'm like, what the hell? And when I look over and the tub's like slid halfway out. So I start screaming at my buddy. I'm like, were you messing with my snakes? Just like going off. He's like, dude, I didn't touch anything. I was like, what the hell? So I grabbed that one, put her back in. I look over and I see about, like this much of a tail going under my dresser. And I'm like, I got you, bitch. So I grabbed her by the tail, lifted up my dresser. And what she had done is she went into a rack to get on the heat and opened up another tub and let that snake out. And it was the weirdest.
Free. We made it.
Yeah. Like, I got you, homie. We're home free. But, yeah, dude, it was the weirdest thing I've never had. So now if something ever gets out, which I actually had one get out right before I moved from like 2 houses ago, I had something get out. And the first place I looked was in the racks. And sure enough, I'm looking in the racks. I see a little part of his body in the back of it. So pro tip, if you ever have a snake loose, look in the back of your racks if you have heat going.
That's the first place I look usually is like in every level of the racks.
Yeah.
Rack and then the closet.
Yep. It's almost always the closet now for me with that door sweep because I don't have a door sweep on the closet door, but there's a decent gap there.
Yeah.
Like almost every time, not that anything has gotten loose in a while, it's almost always in the closet. And that closet's an absolute wreck. So takes me a hot minute to dig through everything and find it. But
if you keep snakes in your bedroom and you have like a dirty clothes hamper, dig through that. I found one time, this was years ago when I only had a few snakes. One of my corn snakes got out. I couldn't find it anywhere. And I was like, I'm about to dig through my clothes. And I started ripping through all of them. Sure enough, this corn was sitting in between a bunch of clothes. And I was like, damn, man. So there's always a few go-to places. Closet was a good one. I had a ball python out, and it was just chilling like on my closet when I looked in there. It was on the shelf, just like staring at me. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Good time.
Oh yeah, it's always a fun time.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so I'm worried that rat snake isn't coming back. I hope she does somehow pop up. But I don't have high hope. But.
So what has been the cause of sort of the shift you've had as far as your collection, recently or within the last, year or so? What's been the main driver behind that?
So I'm trying to think how many snakes I had. I think I had 50 or 60 snakes there for a while. And it was with my job and like all my other stuff that I have going on, time was a big factor. I had to take multiple days a week to feed and clean stuff. And then with my job, I go, especially in the summertime, I go out of town a lot. So I'm gone at a week at a time. And I don't want the girlfriend having to take care of, 100 snakes while I'm gone during the week. She likes snakes, but she's not in it like we are. So she'll take care of them, but she probably don't really like it that much. So that, and then I wanted to go bigger cages, more decked out cages. I want to get UVB on everything. I want to get away from the racks and the tubs and stuff. But nothing against them. I have 3 of them sitting next to me here, but I want to build. So I'm building 2 new rooms in my basement. One for the snakes and leopard geckos, and I'm building a strict Malaysian gecko room, which is going to be pretty cool.
I can't wait.
I want to just be able to walk in and just like sit and look at everything in their nice cages, all decked out and symmetrical, and everything looks good. And I have OCD, so I like everything to match and look good, and so that's kind of where I'm headed. But it's a process.
So, but let me ask you this: with the switch from, so do you have like less geckos than you had snakes? And I only ask because, in my opinion, lizards always for me took up more time than the snakes did. So, like, is that you're more of it's easier for your girlfriend to take care of them when you're gone, like with the geckos, or is it like, do you have less geckos than you had snakes, and so it's more manageable?
I actually have like double the geckos than I do snakes currently.
That solidifies my question as to
honestly, man, like I find the geckos to be, I want to call them easier, because like they all eat like roaches. So I have a huge bin of roaches here, so I don't have to worry about buying a bunch of mice, a bunch of quail, because as you guys know, the
roaches are cheap.
Yeah, the price of stuff is astronomical. So I got the hookup on a dubia colony that I have going now, and I have like thousands of roaches going. So it's easier for her to kind of grab a cup out of the cage, fill it with roaches, put the cup back, than thawing out rodents and trying to dangle them in front of the snakes and not get bit, because a lot of my snakes are kind of assholes. So it's easier, and it gives me peace of mind when I'm not here.
Right.
Yeah.
So are the geckos, though, between having to feed multiple times a week and stuff like that, is that still easier for you on like a personal level with your work? Because I feel that working a lot and having to deal with a lot of animals. I've got around 90 snakes ish, something like that. I don't even know how many, and I definitely see the toll it takes. I set aside pretty much all day, 3-4 days a week to deal with everything, and so, but like, is it easier to manage the geckos for you on like a personal basis, even having to feed more often and all that?
I can actually feed all the geckos quicker than I can all the snakes. I have the system pretty much down, and they really only eat. I mean, they don't eat really that much. I feed them 2 or 3 times a week usually, so it's not like it's a every day or every other day thing. So it's just the system I have down for the geckos is way more solidified than the snake thing was.
Yeah. I think I'm finally getting my, picking up the second job. I never liked having a schedule for stuff because I don't like that. I kind of like to go with the flow, don't feed the same day every week. But now, like, I kind of have to.
Yeah.
And I think I'm finally getting to that flow of, okay, Thursday is kind of my break between work and the podcast. Friday, I do a little bit. Saturday is my big cleaning day. Sunday is my feeding day. I kind of do that. I'm 7 days a week now, I'm just shit, but I think I finally got my schedule down where everything's good and healthy and all that.
Oh yeah.
Was there anything in particular that shifted your change to wanting to do more of the elaborate setups, more cages, less racks? Because that switch seemed pretty, not necessarily sudden, but it definitely, like, it was very clear that, like, you had made that decision to change things up. Like, what in particular was there a particular sort of catalyst to that?
I've been thinking about it for the past year or so. I was just trying to figure out if it was feasible financially, because it's expensive to put everything in big elaborate cages with, lighting and all that shit. So that was a big thing. So I had to get that solidified before I even thought about starting to move stuff out. And then I've always wanted like a personal zoo ever since I was a kid, So just the fact to be able to walk in a room and have everything, be able to see everything without having to pull a tub out or take a lid off a tub, or forget the lid back on a tub, and then you're dealing with that whole situation, So it's just my ultimate goal has always been my own personal zoo that I can just kind of sit in a room in the middle in a chair and just enjoy and watch everything do what it does.
Is that why you want chondros?
I don't know why I want chondros, man.
You don't want chondros.
I kind of do, but
I mean, if you're looking for something that's like display wise, I mean,
to
fit that bill, like, you're definitely gonna see them. It's
that was the whole thought. Like, it'd be cool to walk in and just, like, as soon as you walk in, just have a stack of 2 cages, the 2 chondros to just greet you at the door, and then you can kind of walk around with everything else. But we'll see. I don't know. They're expensive.
That's why you keep just yellow rats a nice setup, man. Mine are always out. I'm telling you. You want to talk about a good
Rico?
Rico's out here cruising right now, dude. He's every bit of about 6 foot long. He's
big yellow rat, dude.
Huh?
It's a big yellow rat.
Dude, he's a freaking dump truck, dude.
Is that the one you have in that 4-foot cage?
He's in a 3x2x2 right now, but I've got him kind of like, he's got a lot of shit in there. And rat snakes are skinny, so I'm okay with adults and 3x2x2s. Eventually they'll get upgraded to 4s, but he does fine in this cage. He's very comfortable in there.
Yeah.
I say 6 foot. He's probably more like 5.5.
No, it's a rat snake, man.
Dude, they can get big, man. They really can. But I'm looking at him right now, and he's chilling, cruising around. I didn't feed him last week because he's a fat ass. So I try to not feed him much, because yellow rats, once they get big, like, they can get fat if you feed them. So I've got him on an every other week basis with jumbo mice, and that suffices him. He gets mad at me, but he's so cool, man. You just open the cage, he kind of like comes out. He's looking for food, but if you leave it open, just kind of sit there, he'll come right out, come onto your lap and start going the other way, and you're like, no, come back. Like, he's super chill though, man. He's a cool snake. I don't know if I need to find a Hernando County yellow for him to go to, because he's he wants
a really good looking male though too.
Yeah.
Like
he definitely wants to breed. You touch him at all, he starts like doing the little bump. You know, boy, like where's it at? You know, and so I know he wants to go. He's ready, plenty big. But yeah, I don't know if I'll get around to it. I need to find a female and get her up to size. But he's freaking huge, man. So I don't know. Right now, I just kind of enjoy him. I'm going to get him in a bigger soon. I'm actually going to redo his whole cage and make it a lot more naturalistic. Right now, I've got like a plastic, like flat surface for him to lay on that's elevated. He's on that all the time, basking under the UVB. A few different hides and stuff, but it doesn't look natural. It definitely works because it gives him a lot of options.
Yeah, for sure.
Got a bunch of big like log sticks things that are in my garage right now. I'm about to put them on some mulch and really deck out his enclosure to
hell yeah,
watch him move around. I'm actually moving to doing a lot of that here soon, more naturalistic stuff, even with the carpets.
Yeah, man.
Once we get yeah, it's awesome. I'm still gonna use tubs, because I'm one of those people that I'm not gonna get a cage for something that's gonna outgrow it in a year.
Right.
I don't like doing that. I'm not gonna say it's a waste of money. If you want to do that, I think it's great, but I'm gonna spend $15 to $20 on my tub for it to outgrow, and then I'm gonna get its adult cage and then have all my cage. So.
Yeah, that's the same thing I'm doing too. All the babies are staying in tubs until they can fit into a 3 or 4 foot cage, and then I'm gonna buy a cage for them and just do it that way.
Yeah, and just ride them out in that. So I'm gonna do the same thing with the carpets. I'm about to, once we get this next BlackBox order, I'm gonna be redoing my whole room. Everything's gonna go into like taller, longer tubs, but it's all gonna be naturalistic, at least until the adult sizes, and they're gonna go into a BlackBox. XYZ. I say that for everything except the pits. The pits are gonna stay in racks.
Yeah, I don't blame you there.
Yeah, no, they don't really do that well in cages normally.
Yeah.
So they're gonna stay in racks, but the rat snakes and carpets, which are make up a lot of my collection, and the water snakes are all gonna be naturalistic, pretty much all through and through. So
putting the bears in that, building the wall for the bears and just watching them do their thing is just so cool, man.
I talk to you about how you did that, man. I would really like to see that.
Yeah, see, like I'd love to do stuff like that too, but it's always been, a space. I'm limited on that, and then just taking the time to actually do it and having the patience to put it all together and wait for things to cure and stuff like that. It's tough for me.
Yeah, it usually takes me a week or two with my work schedule and stuff to get a cage. Like this one took me like 2 weeks to do because I just worked on it every night for a half hour here, half hour there. And
yeah.
What did you use for like the build itself?
So it's that purple foam board, the 1/2-inch foam board.
Mm-hmm.
I just lined the sides and back with that, and then everything else is 1-inch. That white foam that they use for like insulating garages and stuff. They come from 4x2 sheets. That's what I made the shelves out of, and then spray foam over that, carve it up to make it look like a rock, and then just tinted dry lock, and that was it. Super simple.
Yeah.
I tried to do the spray foam and pushing the cocoa fiber into it in the cage I built for the living room, and it didn't. It's already falling apart. It's been like 2 weeks, so it just didn't stick, and it's just a nightmare. So dry lock and foam is the way to go.
I like the look of that better too. Like the cocoa fiber, if you can get it right, it's cool. But I much like more of the rock.
Same, yeah.
With your cage, dude. Between you and Gron.
Oh, Gron's lead to me, but yeah, it's just
Gron's cages are bad to the bone with that foam setup that he's got, dude. He is so good at making those just look like rock backgrounds, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to work to that level, but it's gonna take some time.
I'm convinced, man. If someone started they had different sizes of exos and just made those for like those and other that's like the universal rock stuff is nice. But it's it's expensive. But if someone who had the serious artistic capabilities, like the stuff Gron does. Like if you made those backgrounds that someone could just like slide into an Exoterra and somehow, fix to the sides or whatever, and like people like me who were too lazy to do that, I'd pay for it.
Oh yeah, I would too.
Man.
Even for like the BlackBox stuff, people made like inserts for 3x2x2 cages. All day. I'd be buying those things, as long as they're not $200 a pop, then like I'd be all over that stuff, man. Because it just adds a whole other element, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like that you did with that, it's so neat being able to like just build your shelves kind of into it. It lasts
too. It lasts really well. Like I have my adult tiger cage right here. I did hers 2 years ago, I guess, and it still looks as good as the day I did it.
How do you clean it? Like if they take a shit on it?
Toothbrush. You have to, man, because the dry is gritty, so it's got like a rough texture to it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They just shit all over it. You just take some soapy water and just get the scrubbing.
I know they crap all over stuff, man.
Oh yeah.
Because like, dude, that's the one thing I hate about that's why I switched to mostly plastic stuff. It's so much easier to clean. Recently I've put more like cork bark stuff in my enclosures, but dude, I hate when the animals shit on them. I'm like, I don't even know how I'm supposed to clean this because I'm paranoid about it because I don't want to put a spray on it because it's going to absorb into the wood. And I'm really weird about chemicals in cages, man. Like,
yeah, me too.
Really, really weird about it. I don't like it. I make sure everything's dry. Even when I spray out a tub and dry it, dude, I spray out a tub, dry it, rinse it with water, dry it, and then I sit there and smell it for like 5 to make sure I don't get that aroma. Because I'm like, if I can smell it and the snakes have to sit in it in a freaking tub, I'm like, I can only imagine what that's going to do to the respiratory. Like, no, I'm not doing that, So I'm really, really paranoid about that. And then like when it comes to wood, wood absorbs stuff. So I don't want to put chemicals on it, but I like the idea of using like a scentless Dawn soap, scrubbing it with a toothbrush, rinse it off, let it dry, call it a day.
Yeah.
But that would probably work with cork bark. That was actually my idea, is doing like a Dawn soap and then a toothbrush and just.
I did that with one of those like cork half hides,
and
it just like disintegrated it. I don't know what happened, but it was just hot water and Dawn, and I was like scrubbing it, and like it was just peeling apart, and I was like, well, this is useless. I just threw it away.
Oh damn! Well, maybe I won't do that then. Back to the drawing board then. Maybe it's just water, a toothbrush. I don't know. Just scrape it off.
Yeah, I guess.
I am one of those people. So on that subject, I am one of those people that believes that there is such a thing as too clean.
For sure.
Other than a water dish. A water dish is different. Me, I got Skylar on this. You guys should also look into it if you don't do it. But I have double, if not triple, water dishes of everything. And what I do is I take out my old water dish, put in a new one, and then the old ones go in my dishwasher. I wash them all, and that's how I do water changes. Just old one, new water into the dishwasher. It is so effective. It saves you so much time.
I bet, yeah.
It gives you the peace of mind, especially if they shit in it. Because like you don't have to sit there for 10 minutes, let the chemicals soak in it, and then my paranoid ass, I'm like, what if there's still residue of my cleaning product on here?
Yeah.
Don't worry about none of that. You just take out the shit-filled water dish, put in a new one, throw the old one in the dishwasher. Peace of mind, man.
Yeah, it does take a lot of time.
I'm telling you, man, it saves time. And I use plastic dishes for pretty much everything. And if I don't, I have, a holder for the plastic dish that I put inside of it. And I really have everything on that system now. Game changer.
I need to do that.
I'm telling you, man.
Taking all the water bowls and like carrying them to the kitchen and dropping shit.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, it saves you so much time. I sit here, I can do my entire collection just waters. Now, if I have to spot clean and deep clean things, obviously it takes time, but I can probably do 90 snakes in an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
if that, if I'm just going through doing waters, nothing, man. I'm telling you, it is the biggest game changer. Stack them all up, carry all those into the kitchen, stick them in the dishwasher, call it a day. It's easy. So Skylar loves it too. I got Skylar doing it. He's like, dude, this is a baller move. Like, dude, I'm telling you, man.
He needs to do with all the shit he has now.
Oh yeah, man. He's growing a lot.
Oh yeah.
But dude, he's all about it. I'm all about it. I tell everybody I can. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, it sucks having to buy double water dishes, but if you use plastic tubs or plastic Tupperware like I do,
yeah,
you can get a bunch of them for like $20.
You can get water bowls at Dollar Tree.
Yeah.
So, and even then, like if you use the bigger water dish, if you want to do this, hit me up. I can send you a link to a bunch of shit. But even like bigger water dishes, I have these, and I got all that. I can't take credit. I got all this from our buddy at Cold Blooded Earth. He's the one who put me onto it when we had the podcast with him. And he sent me a bunch of links, and I can't thank him enough for it. But even with like the bigger, like dog bowls for water dishes, I have an insert that goes inside of that, and I have like 30 of them. Cost me like $20 for all of them, and so I just rotate them through, put them in the dishwasher. It's nothing, man. I bought a couple hundred water dishes for less than $100.
Yeah, you can't beat that.
No, dude, you can't. I ordered a shit ton of them, got them brought here, and it changed my life. Like it really did. So you should think about that.
Yeah, I need to do something that's a little more time consuming, or not as time consuming, I should say. Not more. I don't need more time consuming.
Yeah. No, dude, if you use plastic dishes, that's the way to go. And what Skylar did, so he uses plastic bins, but he just got duplicates from the store that he got all of his at. He does the same thing, and it's just as effective, and he's all about it, man. So
it's definitely a smart move.
It is, man. It saves a lot of time. You got to run your dishwasher a few times, and if you forget to clean water dishes, it's kind of a bitch because you have to go wash a ton of them in the meantime.
I am my dishwasher in the house, so I don't have one, so it's right here.
That sucks. If you don't have a dishwasher, then hell yeah.
I still think you could take them and soak them in if you got a bigger tub and soaked them in Dawn and water and then just rinsed them off.
Yeah, that's normally what I do.
Yeah, that could be the same thing. Or even with that, I would use bleach. Just a bleach and water. Just make sure to rinse it real good, and that would also work. I actually used to do that. I would get several tubs, put them in a thing of bleach, let everything sit for a little bit, rinse them off really well. My big thing is I smell everything a lot to make sure there's no like pheromones of bleach or detergent, cleaning chemicals, whatever.
Yeah, you don't want the bleach turning you on with all the pheromones.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, was pheromones the wrong word for that? I don't know, but yeah, I smell everything. But yeah, dude, if you got a dishwasher, Brenden, I don't know how to help you with that. But if you have a dishwasher,
on the list of things to buy, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's funny. One of the last places I lived, my buddy was like, dude, what if your place doesn't have a dishwasher? Because I was talking about you can't wait to use dishwasher again. And he's like, dude, what if it doesn't have one? I'm like, dude, it has a dishwasher. Like, I'm renting a house. Houses always have dishwashers. Did not have
Apparently not. No.
Granted, it was a double wide. It didn't even have a place to put a dishwasher. But yeah, I was humbled real quick.
Oh yeah.
Real quick. But nah, man, it helps a lot. So
you had some king rats for a while. What was your time like with those? Because it seemed like a sort of a love-hate kind of thing.
So I've come to the conclusion: king rats are like owning a boat. It's cool when your buddies have them, but when you have the ass. They're gorgeous. I love them. I still love king rats, but I will never have another one in this house. They're just too much, man. They shit everywhere. They shit up all the walls. They were assholes. You couldn't touch them. I couldn't open the tub without getting musked on, and it was just, they were too much, man. It took me almost more time to clean those two than it did everything else.
What does their musk smell like?
It does kind of smell like chocolate.
Smells like chocolate, dude. I'm telling you, man. I'm not saying it's
very faint, but it definitely does. I can see where you get that.
For me, it smells like burnt chocolate.
Yeah.
Like burnt plastic and chocolate had a baby.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it smells like. Like it's weird.
In terms of musk, I don't mind. You know?
No, like it's not pleasant, but like it's not.
Yeah, you definitely don't want it on you, but I'd rather have that on me than like Nerodia musk or something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are your bears pretty quick to musk you?
I've never been musked by any of the bears I've ever had. Even the ones from never.
I can't touch mine without just getting my cologne shot of the day. Like, dude, I picked up my adult male hypo. Like, I picked him up, I think, to take pictures or a reel or something like a week or two ago, and he just like unloaded. And it was like first thing in the morning. I was like, damn, dude.
Oh, perfect timing.
Mine are just really bad about it, and it doesn't bother me. Like, I'd rather be musked than bit, but I know it's the opposite for a lot of people like Jake, but he's a freak of nature and he's not here to defend himself. So whatever. Yeah, mine are, all of mine, whether they're babies or they're yearlings or adults, like it's almost like you look at them wrong and they're musking. And
even the ones I got from you?
Mm-hmm.
Really? That's so weird.
Yeah, I mean, that male in particular, he wasn't bad about it.
Yeah, he gets a little fazzy, but
yeah,
he's never musked me.
Yeah,
not yet, anyway.
Are you trying to get those paired up?
So they're together right now. I haven't seen any interest. They cuddle, but that's about it. I don't know if because I know I talked to you and you said 70-ish should kind of work, possibly.
Yeah.
Get them down to 70, cut food for a few months. So I cooled them in the same room with the carpet, so they got down to like 68, 68, 70. And then I cut food from November, December, January, and then I fed them the beginning of February and put them together about Valentine's Day. But I haven't seen any real interest.
I'd be willing to bet in the coming weeks you'll probably see some action out of them.
Yeah, they cuddle a lot, but that's so far.
And I swear by, just because you don't see locks does not mean you're not getting eggs.
Yeah.
I had 2 carpet clutches, never seen any confirmed locks. Never. Mm-hmm. Even with this, I think my male got the job done again. I never saw anything. They laid together all the time, It's like you don't know what's happening at night. Sometimes you can't see properly. Because I'm a very hands-off guy. When they're breeding,
same.
I don't even take the animals out to clean unless there's like a massive shit in there and it's like completely necessary. I go in, change the water, get out. That's it. I don't touch them. I don't palpate them. A lot of people are like, "Oh, you got palpate." I don't do that. I don't do any of it.
I mean, I do if they look like they're gravid.
If
they look noticeably swollen, but maybe I'm not entirely sure, like I'll palpate, and usually it's obvious.
But see, even then though, like you're gonna find out eventually. Obviously, if they're egg bound, that's one thing, But like if I think she's gravid, I'm just gonna wait and see. If she ends up not being and she reabsorbs, then so be it. You're not gonna get eggs. But if she is, you're just gonna get eggs.
Well, I keep my males in with stuff until I know things are gravid, and once I palpate and I feel they're gravid, then I pull the male. My
thing with that is I normally when the female is actually gravid, they kind of separate and the male kind of fucks off and leaves them alone. If my rule of thumb is if they're apart for 4 days to a week, even if he doesn't get the job done, I pull him. Give him food, and if the female's acting weird, let her ride, see if she gets super swollen, and then let it go. If the female's eating, not looking swollen, nothing, maybe put the male back, then just see what happens. I'm just one of those, if they are, I want to be hands off, like, as much. I'm not saying you should be that way. That's just me. If you want to palpate, do all that, that's completely fine.
I'm more hands off in general anyway with everything. So I'm still on the fence with this tiger girl. I don't know if she's gravid or not. I'm kind of winging it at this point. I don't know what's going on.
Sometimes it's all you can do is just wait and see what happens.
We had such a weird winter this year. Like it was cold, and then it was hot, and then it was cool, and then it was hot, and then it snowed the next day, and then it was hot. So it was like up and down all winter. We didn't really have a typical
consistent
cold winter. So
yeah.
I think it kind of screwed everything up.
Yeah.
Wasn't it a male tiger that you were on the fence about parting with?
That was, yeah. So I have,
because that animal's insane. Like if you had ended up parting with that, I would have been like legitimately upset.
I'm trying to think which one. That Balin tiger I posted, the real red one. Was it?
No.
Or was it Black Flag? The black and silver, badass looking.
Let me look.
For one, that snake is badass. For two, that's a badass name.
I know.
Like I love Black Flag. That's such a dope name, dude. I was like, I like that.
So, my plans with him kind of shit the bed last night. Not to bring the mood down, but the Xanthic girl I planned on pairing with him ended up rolling on me last night. So,
dude, I saw that in the group chat, man, and my heart hurt.
It was just a brutal week. Like I got the pair of oh yeah, he sold.
Oh
yeah, I decided to keep the other one because he's more of the look I want to go for with the tiger stuff. I want to get that. I love the peppering in the back stripe on tigers. I love it. And Apollo, the male I'm keeping, has a lot of peppering, so I'm gonna try to work that in and get some really peppered looking red tigers, hopefully eventually.
Those are nice, dude. I'm the same way. I love that like dotted peppered look on them, man.
I'm a sucker for tigers, period.
Dude, same.
Yeah. I'm more of a banded guy. I like my banded stuff a lot, but when it comes to coastals, a lot of are striped, and dude, they're so freaking nice. And those tigers,
oh yeah,
oh my god, dude, Balin has produced just perfect.
Oh, 100%.
Perfect animals. I mean, not even a squiggle in that line. It's freaking nuts.
I have a 2020 female I got from. I think it came from Roy Stewart because his tigers, his stock is really good too. But yeah, she's like perfectly tri-striped all the way down, and she's just gorgeous. But I decided to keep just the pair of tigers. So like Black Flag and that real nice female going to Billy because I trust Billy with them. I don't trust anybody else with them.
That's how I've been with a lot of snakes. I had one recently that I sent to Skylar. And I really liked the animal, but I need to sell it to fund some other things. Mm-hmm. I was like, look, dude, if you want her, I'll send her to you basically what I paid for her. Yeah. But if you don't want her, she's not leaving. Right. I'll send her to you for literally bare minimum. Mm-hmm. But if you don't want her, it's fine. She's going to stay with me, and I was like, if you want to get rid of her, you send her back.
Yeah, I told everybody
in the family.
If you ever need to move these animals, please let me know first.
Yeah.
I'll pay you back for them. You can send them back here.
Yeah, exactly. I'll pay you more for if need.
Yeah, exactly. Whatever you need. Just send them here and not somewhere else.
Yeah. Are you sending Black Flag to Billy?
Yeah. Black Flag's going. He has more stuff for him than I do here, man.
Billy's got some.
I've been talking to him about it today. He's got some cool plans with him. So
he's got a lot of cool stuff, man. Billy's on another level, dude. He's got a lot of stuff. Especially talks about striped coastals. Billy's got it.
Oh,
he's freaking got it.
I had a heyday at his place during Daytona, man. I was just like, holy shit.
I bet you did.
Because there's so much he has tucked away in that room that he doesn't show off. And it's just like, when the hell did you have this? Where did you get this? You know, he's just like stripes and reds and love it.
Yeah, dude. Billy's got it over. He's got it going on.
Oh yeah.
It's the freaking nature.
And he's got it figured out too, man. Like he really does when it comes to breeding. Like everybody has an off season every now and then, but when that dude puts it in, dude, he had a killer year last year.
Oh yeah.
My God, I remember the year before he was, kind of he had a rough season or whatever, and he was kind of down. And then, dude, next year, just freaking slayed it.
Oh
Got
yeah.
so many clutches, produced such nice animals, and he's dude's on fire. Like you said, Justin, he's a freaking nature man. He does shit and he does shit right.
Yeah, and it's like second nature to him too. He just does it and it just works out. It's awesome.
Yeah, the that little female sun-kissed corn I got from you is like you weren't when you said she was an asshole. You weren't kidding.
I told you.
She's an asshole.
I told you.
He's a savage, man. I've never been bit more by a snake than that one.
It's like I opened the tub and she almost just comes out and is like, "I'm gonna eat you." Like she's just a nut.
Yeah, she's wild. She was like that since the day I got her. Fantastic eater though.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Dude, it's funny. Justin has so many corns that are just like, I'm gonna kill you. Fingers, that's food, But I have, I think I have 6 corn snakes now. All of them are they're fine. Yeah, the little babies, the last lady's eyes I got from you, Justin, they're kind of defensive, but like they're not like food.
They're kind of like typical F1, sort of to be expected, skittish.
Right. Yeah, they're skittish, but like they're fine. My buckskins, I can reach right in there and grab them. They don't bite. They don't muss. They don't do nothing. The ladies' islands now, they run a little bit when I first get them up, but other than that, they're fine. They don't do nothing. Very food oriented, but they know the difference from a mouse in my hand. Like they don't really get defensive. They run, and I can reach right in, even when they're in food mode. When I go to clean their water dishes and cages, like I reach right in there and they don't do nothing.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's just like I have a small group in my room that's like this bizarre hyper food crazy teenager like yearling that's just, and she's one of them, and it's like she's on. Like every time I open that tub, she's like, okay, we're either fighting or we're feeding.
Oh yeah.
It's a gorgeous snake. Probably excited to tie her into things and stuff within the next 2 years, but like damn, she's just I'm like, you're too pretty to be this mean, man. Come on. Like, killing me.
Yeah.
At least she's pretty. That makes up for it.
Yeah, and even that male, like he's getting better and better with each shed too. I think I was contemplating parting with him, but every time he sheds, I'm like, you might have to stay. He's just getting more of that just classic sort of Abbott line kind of look to him, where like the reds are getting redder and the oranges are getting oranger, and
yeah,
he almost has like a banded look to him in a sense.
Yeah,
but he's also turned into a little food crazy gremlin.
He was pretty chill when he was here. He'd take a hit at you every now and then, but nowhere near as bad as that girl was.
Mm-hmm. Dude, the friggin' Diones, man. Like I warm them up, and like that female will straight up just come out that tub like at you. Like, they get like I've contemplated pairing them again this year. I'm not sure. I'm right now. Like I definitely need to get more food in her because she will eat that male. Like without a doubt. I have no doubt in my mind if I put that male in there right now, like he's toast. She's gonna take him. Like she's that nutty right now. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like you wouldn't expect much from a smaller rat snake like that, but Like I open that tub and she literally will like come out and fall onto the floor. Just, and the male, he's always been rather prickish. But even the bimaculata too, like for whatever reason, now that things have started warming up, like they've gotten crazy too, to where if I open the tub, they're both like coming out at me like, feed me. Don't have to deal with that with the Bairds, which is nice.
No, not at all.
Or the corn, like the breeding corns too. Yeah.
I don't know. This female I have, she's super chill, but as soon as she smells food, man, I open the door and she's shooting out at me. Like, whoa, calm down. I'm gonna feed you. Just calm down.
chill.
Yeah, it's funny how different they are. Like completely different animals.
Yeah, man.
Sense, because my Bairds are the same way. Like if food's around, they don't like gently just take it, and like it's like they're hammering it. It's like chondros. Like they never just take it gently. It's always like full on. I'm killing it, even though it's already dead, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's how I feed my stuff, because I tongue feed everything. Somebody told me recently, apparently that's kind of frowned upon by a lot of people now. I don't.
What?
I don't. Yeah, no, it was really weird. Like, oh, like you drop feed. I'm like, why?
Oh,
you drop feed because it's convenient.
You gotta take them out, put them in a separate tub. That's how you.
Yeah, but no, I tongue feed literally everything, and like anything that started like, hey, if they wouldn't eat it from tongs, I'd drop it, they'd eat it, and I give them a little bit, try to tongue feed them. But dude, now literally everything, as soon as they see it, it's like, like right away. It's not like I starve them. I feed everybody once a week, other than the carpets. But like, dude, everybody from my smallest rat snakes to my biggest carpets, man, they slam everything. Like I starve them.
Yeah, same.
I'm like, I don't know if this is because of the way I feed, or what, but these things are freaking nuts.
The only one I have to drop feed is that little female Baird from you, Justin. She's the only one.
Yeah, I think I recall her being one of those types where it was like I could put it on tongs and give it to her, and she just wasn't into it. But if I dropped it, it was gone.
Yeah, I just lay it right on her hide, come back the next day, it's gone. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another one where I still haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do as far as Bairds this year or not. Because I would like to do the Loma Altas again. I have pretty much one holdback from that clutch last year, but I also would like to put that hypo male to that female Loma Alta and get some nice hets to sort of tie back in later. But I just haven't decided yet. There's so many people selling them and stuff right now that it's like.
Yeah, I've noticed there's a lot of
like I've never seen this many Bairds available, especially Loma Altas and like Mexican stuff too.
Yeah.
It just makes me wonder if I should just take a year off from those.
The only reason I'm pairing mine is because my buddy Preston wants all the babies, so as soon as they hatch, they're out. I may keep one or two, but
yeah.
So.
I mean, that is the nice thing is they have small clutches and compared to corns and other stuff, but
that's not a bad thing. Just because there's a good few of them out there doesn't mean you can't sell them. Like that's not a reason. That's like saying I'm not going to breed corns. There's a million freaking corn snakes out there for sale. And I mean, Bairds I've just gotten. There's a demand for Bairds, and that's just how it goes. I don't think you should shy away from breeding something because a lot of people have them for sale. If that's the case, then you should never.
That's a small part of it. The other part is just not wanting to breed as much as I did last year.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, that's
That's why I'm on the fence with the Diones too. It's like those also have small clutches, but it's like, should I realistically just keep it to like 2 or 3 corn clutches this year and just take it sleazy this year?
That was my plan, and then it was just like it was going to be 2 carpet clutches and the Bairds. The 1 carpet rolled, so now it's down to a carpet clutch, Baird's clutch, and now I have 2 leopard geckos that are ovulating. The cat geckos are laying eggs, and it's just like everything.
Oh, really?
Well, okay, so she laid 1 infertile like last week. She's starting her cycle, so
that's something, man.
I'm hoping to get some this year.
People take infertiles as a bad thing, and I'm like, look, you did something right.
Yeah,
first year female, that's not a bad thing. That happens to a lot of first year anything. Snakes, geckos, whatever. A lot of times the first year going are going to be infertile. So like take that as a win. I mean, you're doing something right.
Sure.
Yeah,
I'm on those guys.
But
I would have a room full of cat geckos only if I could.
Dude, they're so cool, man.
They're the coolest gecko out. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, I've seen yours and Gron's, and I'm like, oh god,
they're bad.
I can't do it. I can't do it. No geckos, no geckos, no geckos. But
they're a cooler crescent gecko, man. They're room temp, no heat. They eat like 2 or 3 crickets at a time every few days.
They're so cool.
They're awesome, man.
And they are so cool.
Humid. It's the only thing.
Yeah, they're such a neat gecko, man.
They're so like prehistoric looking, man. They're just, I don't know. They're so cool. You never see them, but they're cool.
That's how cave geckos are.
Yeah.
It's how the cave geckos. You'll never see those fuckers. Yeah. If you no, but I say that if you walk into your room at night, you will.
Oh yeah, that's how.
Yeah, I saw when I had the cave geckos. Like I said, I gave them to Justin because they just weren't jiving in my room. Mm-hmm. My bedroom was quarantined. I didn't want to keep regular stuff in there, and I was like, look, I can't. As much as I loved them, it wasn't jiving. So I gave them to Smitty, but dude, like I would come in my room at night, and they were like all 4 of them. I had 4. One of them rolled on me, I think, because of my room temperatures, it stopped, and it was bad. When that one died, that's when I gave him the Smitty, because I was like, look, I'm doing something wrong, and I think it's my
right.
But I would come into my room at night, dude, and all of them would just be out, just like hunting and like moving around, and dude, they're so freaking cool.
Oh yeah,
they're so freaking. I'm gonna get some more again once I have like 2 areas, like one I can keep cooler for pythons with hot spots.
Yeah.
One warmer for colubrids at ambient. I will get more again. I definitely will, because they are geckos. I don't know what it was when I first saw them. I was like, this is like the coolest leopard gecko you could ever.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
They're built.
Dude, that whole genus is awesome.
Yeah. They're just such cool geckos, and I loved them to death. But after that one died, it really took the wind out of my sails, and I was like, look, I'm not doing something right. They need to be
doing, man.
Well, so
I got that pair of dorsalis, the Borneo subspecies of cat gecko.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say a week and a half ago, and the male rolled on me a couple days ago too. But they were wild caught, so I didn't have high hopes for them anyway. They were farm hatched or whatever. You know how it goes. Yeah, they were wild caught and just shipped on.
Yeah.
Female's doing good, but the male, man, I was going to feed, and I opened the tub, and it just like the smell hit me, and I was like, oh, he's dead in here somewhere. So I went digging around, and sure as shit.
Damn.
Yeah.
Man, I'm sorry. I hate to hear that.
They're so hard to find as it is, especially that subspecies. It was brutal.
I mean, is there anybody breeding cat geckos on the regular in the States anyway? Like in general?
No, not on the regular. Everybody I see is like 20 to 30-year-old women that have YouTube channels, mostly keep cat geckos, which is weird. But I know there was some on Morph Market. He claimed they were captive bred. I'm not sure if they were or not, but you can find wild caught ones fairly regularly, but captive born, you're just not going to find them. Like I have, out of the 6 I have 1 captive born female that I'm growing out, but everything else is wild caught.
It's odd.
Yeah, it's weird. Okay. It's not like they're hard to take care of, they're super simple. Apparently it's difficult getting eggs to hatch. So I've read and been told. And they also have you have to use only distilled water with them. and if you don't, they get almost like calcium stones, like.
Okay.
So it's like a urate that's huge and it's rock hard. So if you use just like normal tap water with them and they're small and they get one of those stones and they can't pass it, then they're dead in the water.
That's odd.
Yeah, it's really strange. So.
Because normally, I mean, I wouldn't use distilled water for anything.
Right. Yeah. Same.
Just wild.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Are there any species that you are wanting to get into in the near future or further down the road?
So the next goal is I want Pilbara rock monitors really bad. Me and Skylar have been talking back and forth for a while about them, and then I saw Gron just got his.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do like a corner floor to ceiling cage in the gecko room I'm building, and just do like a pair of them. I think it'd be pretty cool. And then snake front, the only really snake I want to add is Timor pythons, but that's long ways down the road probably if that ever happens. So,
What
but the
about
are definitely next on the list.
Yeah, that's one that I don't know how readily available those are either. I haven't seen many for sale.
They're very sporadic, man.
But they're gorgeous.
They are gorgeous, and everybody says it's empty cage syndrome with them, but I know that I forget his name. It's like Miller J on YouTube or something. It's some young guy. He's got a bunch of Pilbaras that he does videos on regularly. And I was talking to him, and it's just like any other monitor, as long as you put the time in and get them animated, they're just like anything else. So I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I mean, I see them. Not that they're necessarily the same, but the Ackies are out all the time. But it is one of those things where if I go in there, they still want to get away from me. But
yeah,
like if I'm in the room and stuff, they'll still be out and just watching me. But they don't. It's not until I go in there that they're taking off. And
how's the socializing going with them?
I mean, it's fine. Like I can go in there and pick them up. They're still. I think I've kind of hit for their current size and age. I think I've kind of hit my max with them in terms of how far I'm going to get with them. And I'm sure as they get more size on them and more age, they'll get more bold. But I mean, I can handle them still, and they don't completely freak out. They'll chill for a little bit, and so they're doing fine. But
yeah, they're super cool. Although that stuff, man, is just level, man. I love it all. The Kims, all of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my Kims are still on the list. It's just a matter of the space for them. I don't know. I just like if I'm doing something like that, like I want to do it right. I don't want to.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't want to do them a disservice by keeping them in something smaller than they should be in, or
Yeah.
That's kind of the biggest consideration for me with a lot of projects now is not biting off more than I can chew in terms of space allotment and things like that, and especially with something as active as like monitors and Odatria and stuff.
Even small monitors need the space.
Yeah. What about breeding projects? What do you got planned for the next handful of seasons?
So my main focus is going to be red tigers, coastals. That's like my main what I want to make. I have that MBB Russian red from Eric Hernandez that I'm growing up. She should be ready in 2 years, I'd say. So I'm excited to get her plugged into some tiger stuff and see what that does. And then I'm growing up. I have a female striped coastal from Billy. He did the River Trinidad. I don't know if you know that. He did. Yep. Dude. So I'm hoping she turns out the way we think she's going to. And then if that happens, she's going to go to that Peterson Russian boy I have from Billy as well to try to get some Peterson Russian stripe stuff to throw into the reds and the tiger. Everything goes back to tiger.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I just want nice stripes, everything. and then eventually after that, take that to Azanthic red tigers and stuff. So
I mean, those are Balin and Hernandez and Billy. Like those are the, in terms of that focus. I don't know that you can get three better people to have animals from for that kind of project.
Especially on the reds, man. Eric he sends me pictures all the time. It's just like, dude, how can you get any better?
Insane.
And one that's even better. It's like, how are you doing this, man?
He's a prime example, man, that if you stick with a project and you are very purposeful in your pairings and things like that, like if you're willing to just commit the time and patience, dude, like bring things to another level.
That was another reason for the downside. I really want to focus on just a small group of snakes, so I can, because I get too scatterbrained if I have a bunch of stuff. Like I'm this pair and I want to pair this to this and do this here. Mm-hmm. And so if I have a smaller group of snakes that are just reds, tigers, Azanthic, then I can solely focus on that project and really try to do it some justice.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of where I'm at this year in comparison to last year. Is like last year I bred a ton of stuff and I kind of got it out of my system. Mm-hmm. And now this year it's like I would like to pair more than what I plan to pair, but it's also like knowing sort of the work involved with babies and pinky availability from my from the feeders and stuff. It's I don't know, it just has me thinking twice, and it's I don't really know how to describe it. I don't know. Like I said, I'd love to pair a lot more stuff than I have planned, but at the same time, kind of like I have the handful of projects that I am definitely doing that I'm excited about, and long term, like all the Castagna stuff, like that's still going to be.
Oh yeah,
the season's out from really being kind of to where I can really start expanding upon and doing stuff with that. But for now, it's just kind of keeping like another brick in that roadway.
Mm-hmm. So to speak. Yeah, I never want to do more than 3, maybe 4 snake clutches a year. Like that's going to be my absolute max.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it's going to be work if you get 10 to 15 eggs times 4. That's a lot of babies,
Yeah.
So, but I figure if you try 4, get 2, maybe 3 of those to go. That's kind of the plan. And then I want to do like every other year, so I don't want to have to I don't want to breed everything every year.
Yeah. And that's funny. I was actually just talking to Skylar about that the other day. I'm like, a lot of people try to breed females year after year after year. I'm going to be one of those guys. I have enough stuff to where everything can breed every other year, if not every 2 years. Because, me only having snakes and no geckos, I would be okay with at most like 5, maybe 6 clutches a year, and at this point, when everything grows up, that would be very doable, and that's even without females going back-to-back years, breed one year, have all their stuff off, take the females from last year, give them off, breed the other stuff that year, and have max of like 5, 6 clutches a year, and that would suffice. That would keep me more than busy. I can assure you.
And worry about your females every year. Just that takes a toll on them, man.
Yeah, man, and that's the thing. I know somebody bred a female carpet like 3 years in a row, and she died.
Yeah,
like straight up, and like that's. I never want that to happen. No. I know colubrids, they can double clutch in a year and all that stuff. That's fine and dandy, but I highly doubt out there in the wild they're breeding every single fucking year.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sure they could, but like I highly doubt they are. And I'm certainly not going to force them to do it. I'll cool them every year just to keep the cycle.
Yeah, for sure.
The repetition thing, but there's no need to breed stuff every single year, man.
No, like I do this for fun. I don't do it for a living, I could see if it's your job, you kind of have to stay in that rat race, but I just do it for fun. So if I breed 1 year and take 4 years off, then so be it,
Yeah, but even then, like if you do it for a living, you also have to think of your animals. You
Yeah.
know, breeding year after year after year after year, it can't be good.
No,
It,
there's no way.
2 years in a row, I'm not going to say you're wrong for that, but 3 or 4 years in a row, I'm like, give her a year off. You know, like probably not the best. But again, that's personal opinion. I could be very wrong. There's probably somebody out there that's bred the same female corn snake for the last 5-10 years in a row.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
Yeah.
there's somebody out there who's doing it, but
Yeah, and I'm sure colubrids is a little different than with pythons.
yeah.
You know, I think pythons definitely like 2 years in a row max. Give them a year off, you know. But with colubrids, I'm sure it's a little different. But with me, I'm a year on, year off kind of guy. Like that's always kind of been my mindset, you know, because like I'm not in a rush to produce the next best thing. So waiting a year is completely fine with me.
For sure.
You know, don't push your animals and they'll last a whole lot longer.
Yeah. Even the geckos, like I don't plan on breeding them every year. I mean, if they go, they go. There's nothing that you can really do about it. But if it's up to me, I'd like to do every other year with those guys too.
Yeah.
Especially with the leopard geckos, man, because they lay so many eggs a year.
Yeah.
Man, it adds up quick.
Yeah, those things are man, like even that one that Christian put up in the raffle and stuff, it's like those things are just there's some leopard geckos I've seen, you know, just within the last couple of years that are just mind blowing how
Yeah.
freaking good they look.
Yeah.
Those are
I
fucking.
haven't looked at leopard geckos in years, and then I was talking to Christian. He's like, "Yo, I'll hook you up on a nice group," and I was like, "Okay, they're gonna be your typical like yellow, leopard gecko you find at Petco." And then he sends me these pictures, and I was like, "Holy, they're like a clown! What the hell is a clown?" I had no idea this shit even existed.
Yeah.
I still like I don't mind a purple and yellow and black leopard. Like that's still I've seen some that still like freaking blew my socks off, man. I was like, that's a good looking lizard.
Dude, I'll tell you now, if I don't know, I think they're called black pearls. Is that
Black Knight?
Yeah, Black Knight, dude. If I could get leopard geckos that are just solid black as fuck, I'd probably get some.
For sure.
Really like dark stuff. Like I think the orange leopard geckos are amazing. I think they're incredible in somebody else's collection.
Yeah.
You know, like I love them to death because leopard geckos are my beginning. Like, you know, colubrids are my snake beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Leopard geckos are my reptile beginning. I love leopard geckos. I always will. I don't have any now because it's just not my niche. It's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But they were the first reptiles I ever kept. Period. Like they were the first first anything reptile I had, and I had a few of them growing up. You know, so they were always my beginning. And I probably won't ever get back into them.
Yeah.
But if I found a nice pair of just jet black leopard geckos, I'd be like, all right, box them up. Like, you know?
We're going to be looking for some at Tinley, I think. The girlfriend's been like nudging me. She's like, hey, look at these black ones. You want some of these black ones? And I was like, yeah, kind of,
Yeah, they're pretty cool. Yeah, pretty cool, man.
She actually just got, she's getting her first snake.
Nice.
Which is nice. She's getting that, I did Billy's getting that pair, so he's going to send me that caramel girl that he had at Tinley. I think he had her at Daytona too, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, she's that 2-year-old caramel female that he had, a super nice one, real contrasty.
Do you know who the mother was?
I don't, not off the top of my head.
Would you know the name if I told you?
Probably not, no.
I gave him, so I had a caramel female that I gave him.
Yeah.
That he loves. Her name's Kay.
Mm-hmm.
She came from Nick Mutton, and I sold her to him. And she's been worked out perfectly because she throws stripes like crazy for whatever reason. And so I think she's had at least one, if not two clutches for him since I gave her to him like 3 years ago now. I know he's still got her, so I'm wondering if she's not the mother to that snake.
Maybe, I don't know. But we were at Tinley in October, and we were hanging out at this table, and Billy, you know how Billy is. He just like gives you the keys and like, here, if you want to pull stuff out, pull
Yeah,
stuff.
just open it up. Yeah.
So I got the caramel out, and then my girlfriend was like eyeing me. I was like, you want to hold her? And she's like, yeah. And she didn't put her down for like an hour. And I was like, you know, you like her, don't you? She's like, yeah, but I didn't have the money at the time, so I was like, if he has her when we have the money, we'll get her. And then I send him these snakes. So he's like, I'll send you that caramel, and I was like, perfect, works out great. So that'll be her first snake's gonna be a carpet. So doing something right.
Yeah, you're definitely doing something right, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, man, I'm excited.
Hey, please ask Billy what the female is. If the mother is Kay, let me know, because that was my snake originally, and I raised that snake. I didn't raise it from a baby. She was probably 3 foot long when I got her, and I raised her to like a 6 foot animal, and I sold her to Billy. And that she's actually the reason Billy messaged me in the first place.
Oh, really?
Like the very first time I ever talked to Billy, I was selling a trio of carpets. It was a female jag and a super caramel jag, or super caramel jag male, and then Kay on the trio. One of the females died. Somebody wanted the super caramel jag. Billy wanted Kay, at least I think. And no, Billy actually messaged me about the super caramel jag, asking if it was a male.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, dude, I literally put in the ad that it was a male. And he was asking if it was a female. And that's how we became friends. Ironically, that was like the first Daytona I met him. But he ended up with Kay like the year after that, I believe. And she's thrown some really crazy stuff for him. So
I have to ask him after this and see.
Yeah, ask him if she's the dame, because she's done a lot of cool shit for him. And that would just be cool for me, because like he had, I think he's had at least 2 clutches from her, maybe 1. At least 1. I know there was 1, but it might have been 2 by now. But yeah.
I want to say she's 2 years old, so that would make sense. It would be right around the same time.
I think I gave him to her. Look, we've been doing the podcast for
5 years as of this month.
Yeah, 5 years is this month, which blows my mind. And I sold her to him not probably a year after that or so.
Mm-hmm.
So the timing would line up. It might be from her. I honestly hope it is, because that would just make me happy. Kay was an awesome snake. I named her after my grandma, who has passed away now. Yeah. So she's just, that snake always kind of held a special place in my heart. And I'm glad she's still with Billy, and she throws some crazy animals apparently. So I'm really happy she's with him now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, no, she's a cool animal. She's a big animal now. Definitely need to go back to Billy soon and see her. I'm hopefully going to Skylar's again sometime this month to do some herping.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully sometime in March, do some herping. I want to try and get up with Billy and go see all this stuff, man.
Yeah, me and Skylar, we're trying to plan a 2025 Borneo trip. So hopefully that comes to fruition and I can find some cat geckos.
That'd be awesome. Find some Gonyosoma while you're at it.
Yeah, true.
Dude, I would love to do that. If y'all do that, keep me in the loop.
Definitely.
Not gonna say I'm gonna be able to do it, but I work a second job now for a reason. So let me know.
I gotta get out and do something out of the country and look for some cool stuff.
Yeah, that's kind of, so I've never been out of the country, like, ever. Always wanted to, because I love traveling. I've been all over the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just going and doing and whatnot, but never been out of the country. Always wanted to, and I'm like, dude, I need to get out and to herp somewhere out of the state. So if I can get a group of people to go somewhere cool, you know, like plane tickets are one thing, but like if you can get a group of people to help with lodging and all that,
yeah,
it helped tremendously.
That's the cool thing about Borneo is the most expensive part's the flight. Everything there is dirt cheap, you know. So it's just paying the $1,500 for the plane ticket.
We can go find some short tail pythons.
Yeah, man.
That'd be sick, man.
just never come back.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely keep me posted though, for real. If y'all work something out,
yeah, for sure.
Keep me in the loop. I'd really like to make something happen because I'm trying.
I figured 2 years is enough time to kind of plan a decent week-long trip. So
yeah, no, I'd definitely be down for that.
That's something I've always wondered though, because like when the NPR guys go to Australia and stuff, it's such a long flight and whatnot. I feel like it would take you like 2 or 3 days just to like mentally recuperate and get on track.
Yeah.
So it's like realistically, there's like 2 days, 3 days during that trip where you're sort of like coherent and sort of mentally clear. I don't know. I've never flown that far, but I can only imagine that it's like.
I think it's a total of like 24 hours in the air or something crazy.
Yeah.
Like that. So yeah, it's brutal.
What blows my mind, like when you come back from Australia, you're technically back on the same day that you left. It's like, it really like kind of hurts my brain to think about because like for me, it's like you're actually time traveling.
Yeah, kind of.
It's weird. Obviously, I know it's not actually, but like that's kind of how it feels. Like you basically come back the same day that you left.
Yeah.
You've been in the air for 24 fucking hours,
Yeah, it's crazy.
The day of your life that you just don't get back. It just disappears.
I've been in a car for that long though, and I like flying a lot, so I think I could go with a long flight like that.
Flying sucks.
I love flying, dude. I really do.
I don't mind it. The second time I've ever been on a plane was to come to Daytona last year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Are you coming to Daytona this year?
I'm not going to be there this year. The house.
You're just tired of hearing Keller talk all that smack, man.
Keller can suck it. I love Keller. But no, man, with the house renovations and the snake rooms I'm building and stuff, just financially, I just can't. And I'm taking a trip to Tennessee in June for a week. So it's just not going to pan out this year, unfortunately.
Nah, I hear you, man. It's
next year though. I'll be there next year for sure.
It's easier for me and Smitty to talk smack because we're literally closer to Daytona than like Phil is, who's in the state.
Right.
So like it's nothing for us to get down there, And I already reserved my hotel.
Nice.
I'm excited about. My roommate's probably coming with me, so I'm excited for him to meet everybody. He's gonna have a great time.
Did you get a room before they got like chaotic and crazy?
Yeah, Danny hit me up and she was like, "Get a room right now," and I was like, "I got you!" Right there, I reserved a room, so I've got a room set. Which Smitty, if you end up needing a room to crash in, you can crash with me and Ty. Right now, Ty's supposed to come, obviously in August.
When did you make the reservation for? Like what days?
Thursday through Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Like normal. So
yeah,
I'll be there Thursday, and I'll have a room. The only thing I will say is if you do end up sleeping with us, bring earplugs.
Dude, when I sleep, I'm dead to the world.
Dude,
you should know that.
Pours like a freaking grizzly bear. I'm telling you, man, I'm bringing earplugs to sleep because I can't. I'm one of those people. I take a long time to fall asleep.
Dude, I feel you.
Dude, I'll lay in bed.
Not me.
30. I'm in bed for 30 plus minutes before I'm actually like asleep.
Give me like 5 to 10. I'm
at least an hour, man. At least I'm just laying staring at the ceiling.
I'm an hour. I sleep on my stomach, so like, I'm just in there thinking about stuff for 30 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Then I'll be out, But dude, Ty hits the bed if he's tired. He's gone. He's gone, and that's a freaking chainsaw.
I would be up all night, man. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna bring earplugs, but I really want Ty to come. I'm super excited for him to come and actually meet everybody. Mm-hmm. For anybody I know I talked about it a couple times on the podcast. Ty's been my best friend since I was like 14.
Yeah.
So he's awesome. He's my favorite person on the face of this fucking planet. So he's coming. Finally gonna meet everybody, which I'm super stoked about.
Oh yeah.
So Smitty, I've already got a room. I know you always kind of float around while we're there.
Get him an air mattress for the gazebo. He'll be fine.
He'll fall
All I
asleep.
need are my cigars and a place to lay my head.
Yeah. So I'm super
'Cause
pumped.
I'm the first one up in the mornings there, anyways. But I'm also the old man that goes to bed at like 10. So.
Dude, I remember I messaged you like earlier. I'm like, dude, where the fuck are you? You're like, I'm eating popcorn at gazebo. I'm like, what?
Dude, I'm up at like freaking sunrise, man. Like I'm an early riser, man. So usually I make a beeline. I hit up that Starbucks, get a bagel and a coffee, take my cigar, pull up a chair, watch the lady in the hover round roll out with her oxygen tank, smoke a cigarette, then roll on back to her room. Just watch the Pentecostal dudes like scream Bible verses at people walking by. Just
Oh yeah,
it's Florida, baby.
it's a time, man.
I thought I woke up early and I go down and Smitty's already like halfway down a cigar. And I was like, Jesus Christ, what time do you wake up, man? It's like 8 a.m.
Yeah, dude. He's down there chugging down a cigar. I told Ty, I was like, look, dude, we go for the snake show. I was like, but it's a party. It is a long weekend just party. It's just networking, seeing everybody you don't see all year. It's
networking makes it sound way more professional than it actually is.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, it's just hanging out with everybody that you don't get to see all year.
Yeah, that night gazebo hang is not for the faint of heart. That's for sure.
Not. It absolutely is not. But dude, it is literally my favorite weekend of the year.
Oh yeah, it was fantastic, man. I had such a good time.
Dude, I'll never forget last year. Me, Smitty, and our buddy Ben Frame sat down at the barbecue joint right there to eat. And I saw you walking across the street. And I looked at Smitty. I was like, dude, is that Brenden? He looked over. He goes, yeah, it is. He's like, go yell at him. So I opened the door. I was like, Brenden! You're in the middle of the street, just turned around. Like, hey!
Dude, I was so out of it. I was up for like 25 hours at that point.
Yeah,
and I was like, need a nap, man.
He's like a zombie just walking around the street.
It was rough.
It was freaking awesome though. It was so funny. You just see all these random people that just walking across the street, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's Brenden!" I just ran outside. Literally, I think our server was at our table. I just like got up and ran outside. It was awesome, man. We'll definitely miss you this year.
Yeah, next year though, I'll be there next year.
Yeah,
I got a point to come.
Yeah, man. You gotta eventually get down our way, man. Make a little herping trip or something.
I've been talking to, because I don't know how close Chaz is to you guys, but he's in Georgia. But
he's probably 4 or 5 hours from us.
I was about to say probably 4 to 5 hours. I don't know where
he's in
at.
Athens.
Yeah, he's probably about 4 to 5 hours then.
But I'm trying to plan a trip to come see him, and then Jack Oliver. I want to check his stuff out. I want to see Kevin in person, and then I'll be back, and everybody's all down there. So I just want to make one big trip and just hang out with everybody, and then come back home.
Dude, we can all link up somewhere. You know, we could all meet up in between at Zach's house or something. Jack's house, and because dude, Jack's awesome. I need to talk to him.
Jack's my favorite, man.
Yeah, I love that kid, man. Like, I didn't talk to him a lot. We had him on the podcast. Awesome show. And then I met him in Daytona. I was like, dude, this kid's fucking awesome, man. I love
he just had a MI ball python clutch hatch.
No shit.
Yeah, man. Super cool.
I really like Jack. I love what he's about. So I'd love to link up with all of y'all.
Absolutely. We need to set something up for sure.
Yeah, and if you come down my way, man, you always got a place to crash with me. I can't give you a whole room, but I got a big sectional couch.
That's cool. I don't need much.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime. If you come during the right month, I can almost guarantee to put you on snakes.
We'll have to set something up then.
Yeah, man, I'm always down. I've been talking to Skylar and stuff. I'm like, dude, come on, man, come my way. I'm talking to Harry, trying to get Harry to.
Bitch won't tell me when he's going herping.
Huh?
So that bitch won't tell me when he's going herping, and I'm 20 minutes across town.
I always tell you when I'm going herping, man. What do you mean? I haven't been this year, and you're gonna come with me this year a lot more.
I need to get out this year too, man. I'm like 10 minutes from the Mississippi, so I can water snakes galore.
I can put you on a whole lot more than water snakes, buddy.
Yeah, we don't have much around here. Water snakes, garters, and that's pretty
Don't believe him.
You came with me at a bad time, dude. I sent you all kinds of pictures of shit that I found earlier in the year.
You stole those from Google. Those weren't real.
Dude, there was a day, like, I know for me it was a lot. For some people it's not. There was a day I went out and I did some hiking and I road cruised that same night. I probably found 5 different species and close to 20 snakes.
Damn.
In that day, you know, like, which for somebody like Gron is probably,
yeah, that's like a morning for him.
Since I find that many will already before,
you know, but like for me, you know, I found dude, I think I found 5 cottonmouths in one day.
Oh yeah.
One road cruise, I found almost 10 ribbon snakes, a couple more cottonmouths, 4 water snakes, and just another couple rat snakes on top of it. You know, like early in the summer, I can almost guarantee snakes. If you come late summer when it's hot as balls,
yeah,
that's a little harder.
Right.
But I put bend frame on a rattlesnake when it was 55 degrees out.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that.
Yeah.
You didn't do it on purpose.
Yeah, you never do it on purpose, but if you know where to go, sometimes it just happens.
Yeah.
So, come down, man. I'll hook you up.
We'll have to plan something.
Yeah, man, I'm all about it. I love it. I love that's something I'm trying to enact more over the next few years, is actually like going to see people and trying to get people to come to me, you know, come hang out, you know, now that I'm way more settled in a living situation and I've got more space. I want to have more people come down. I want to go see more people, more places.
You need to come this way for an October Tinley and come check out the rooms whenever they get done.
Dude, fuck around. I've been wanting to go to Tinley for a long time. And 2023 might actually be the year now that I'm thinking about it.
Do it.
I might could make it happen for a Tinley. It's not gonna be good for herping.
No, not at all. Not in October.
Yeah, I'd love to come up there and, you know, actually see Tinley, see your room, and just see more people, man. I'm tired of the whole like everybody sees everybody once a year at Daytona, you know, because like I'm not a big crowds guy. I can deal with it for a weekend, but by the time Daytona's done, I'm like, okay, like,
yeah, for sure, yeah.
I need to get out, you know. But like, I really like personal time. The people that I call friends.
Yeah.
I hate having friends that are just over the internet.
Yeah, I know.
So I really want to make more time, actually go get more one-on-one time with people, and you know, that's why I enjoyed Skylar so much, because I had only met Skylar one other time, you know, at Daytona, and him and I talk all the time.
Yeah.
So, but actually being able to go to his house and spend a day with him and crash and get that on one time, man, it's different. You build those relationships a whole lot better, and it just builds connection.
Yeah, you learn them outside of reptiles, which is cool. Like, you get to know them on a personal level, as well as the reptile side. It's cool. But if you make it to Tinley in the October, I know Skylar and Jack's coming this October.
Skylar and Jack coming?
Yeah, man. They're gonna fly into St. Louis, and then we're all gonna drive up probably.
So they're gonna fly into St. Louis?
I'm trying to get them to fly into St. Louis. Yeah.
It's pronounced St. Louis.
St. Louis, the crackhead capital of the world.
You obviously haven't been to Beaufort.
You obviously haven't been to St. Louis.
Yeah, that's probably a good point.
No, I can guarantee you St. Louis is worse than here.
Probably, most definitely. But no, dude, if they're flying out,
they say they are, so it's on air. It's written down in podcast form, so they have to come now. But
you can actually probably count me in on that.
Bet. Let me know.
If everybody's flying St. Louis, we can all ride down together. Yeah, I'd actually be super down for that.
Yeah, it's only it's about a 3.5 hour drive north from me, so it's not too bad.
I'll actually try and make that work.
And then we can try to set up and go to Bill's place too, because he's on the way.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the alligator snapping turtle for me.
I don't think I can bring that on the plane, but
yeah, just throw it in your backpack,
dude. Yeah, you got carry on. People can bring their chihuahuas. Those are more of a safety concern than an alligator snapping turtle is.
Just say it's your emotional support alligator snapper.
Exactly. I need it, or I have severe anxiety.
So would it be a get in on Friday, fly back on Monday type of thing? Do you know what they're kind of planning?
So I think Skylar can only take 2 days. So he's going to do Friday, Saturday, fly out Sunday. I'm not sure what Jack's going to do, but if you have the time, I'd say Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then fly out Monday.
No, I mean, I could get in on, I can take time off of work without for that. So I would probably do that, get in on Thursday or Friday, and then fly out on Monday. Because, like, I know the show is Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you just kind of go for Saturday, if you crash at Tinley and come back.
It's a 2-day show for sure.
Yeah.
It's gnarly.
So you'd probably crash at Tinley on Saturday.
Yeah.
Hit the show Sunday, come back Sunday.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I could do that.
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Do that. I'll put it in the calendar. We can all split a room and get nice and cozy together.
Hey, I'm cool with it.
I'm all about it, man. I'm comfortable in my own skin.
Same.
And somebody else's.
Yeah, no, I will.
And other people's.
No, I'm definitely, actually, now that you bring that up, I'm actually probably definitely going to start putting some money to the side and try and work out a plane ticket.
Yeah, man. Do it.
Yeah.
Open invite. Just let me know. Yeah,
man. I got you. I'll start looking at the plane tickets like this weekend. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
I'll look into that. That sounds like it'll be a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I've been wanting to go to Italy for the last probably 4 or 5 years, man.
I go twice a year every year. It's a good time.
Yeah, it's like for you, it's like driving Daytona for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, like it's nothing. And Tinley, dude, I've always wanted to go to Tinley mostly for the show. Like it seems like that's kind of the show of the year. You know,
yeah.
Tinley's one of the biggest shows in the U.S. now, and especially October. You know, I know the March show it's a little bit not as busy, but October I've heard is like he goes.
If you're gonna fly in for a show, October's the show for sure. Billy should be too. He's there every October.
Yeah, he usually vends.
Yeah.
So
that'd be a good time.
Yeah, I'm gonna work that out. I'm kind of excited now. I didn't think about that for this year, but yeah, I'm gonna make that. I'll make it work.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, we are past the 2-hour mark now, so unless we have any closing comments, Smitty.
No.
Got anything else?
I don't.
Well, where can people find you, buddy, if they want to get a hold of you, talk some geckos and snakes and whatnot?
So BM Exotics on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. It's a problem. I'm on it all day, every day. So just send me a message on there, and I'll usually get back to you within a half hour, unless I'm busy. And then I just have my personal Facebook page that I'm not on that often. So if you want to get a hold of me, Instagram, where it's at.
Same.
Yes.
This episode was brought to you by BlackBoxCages.com. Check them out. Use the code THN at checkout. Save yourself some money. Get yourself something nice. Get yourself a nice cage. Get yourself a nice rack. There's 3 people right here in front of you that can attest that they are phenomenal cages, phenomenal products. And I mean, look at that. Look at the craftsmanship.
Look at it.
The pageantry.
Beautiful.
There's a tumbler that I won, by the way. The Snakes and Stogies.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Winning all kinds of stuff over the years. Brendan's good luck.
I am.
And then so check out BlackBox and then check out Steve Snakeswearing's Venom Hot Sauce. grab you some, help Steve out. He's good dudes, good hot sauce. Nice. Even if you're not a hot sauce person, it's still nice little cool collectible kind of thing.
Yeah.
We'll be back for Snakes and Stogies on Monday. As far as I know, shouldn't have anything going on. Sometimes Phil is like, oh, I got to do this. And then we have to shift things around. But as far as I know, that's not happening right now. So we'll be back Monday night, 9 p.m. EST. It is episode 155, I think.
Nice.
I don't know. I can't keep track anymore.
Oh, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on tonight, Brenden. You were definitely the best pinch hit we could come up with. Our original guest had canceled, which hopefully he's on next week or the week after. But I was talking to Smitty, so I was like, man, who are we gonna get on? Because this was literally yesterday. I was like, wait, Brenden. Like we haven't had him on. We need to have him on. So like this was perfect. It worked out great. Super happy you come on. This was definitely a fun episode. You're one of my favorite people in this hobby. So it was.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man, you do some awesome shit, and I'm really glad we got to chat you up. And
yeah, man, anytime.
Yeah, man. Awesome.
Thank you all.
Have a good night.
We'll see you later.
See you.